What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here, today with another episode of Poor Financial Decision Simulator. Nah, maybe not that. What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with another episode of Divorced Dad Simulator. What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here, today with another episode of Code Enforcement is My Enemy Simulator. What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here with another episode of Ran When Docked. Ooh, yikes. Well, I guess now we know what the N stands for in Cruise N. Apparently, it's Shade Tree Surgeon here with another episode of Dog Whistle Racism Simulator. What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here in my extremely hipster flannel. I swear to God, I cannot put on a flannel in a video without 30 people in the comments going like, "Oh my God, look at Shade Tree Surgeon. He's gone full hipster. He's wearing a flannel." It's cold, dog. What do you want me to do? You tell me what I should be wearing, because I'm not really sure. But since I'm not really sure, you know, I actually really like this flannel. It's nice. It's got snap buttons, which is maybe not super big boy friendly, but I got a thing for pearl snaps, baby. But riddle me this. Can you actually be a Dixon hipster? Can you be one of those if you're not riding a club style dyno? What about if you're riding a bright red Honda Goldwing? I guess it just depends on who you ask, but you know what? It's a brisk 66 outside. The roads are calling here in the Wang. It doesn't get much better than this. And it's time for some big Wang Daddy adventures. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's a girl's bike, but the F6B is definitely a little hotter than your average Goldwing. We've got all the essentials for a Goldwing trip. A fully loaded tool roll. Never leave home without it when on a wing, am I right? Compression testing kit. I mean, we're going on a Goldwing adventure. Of course you gotta have this. Outdrive earmuffs. Never leave on a Honda without them. An extra 5 gallons of gasoline. Never know when that might come in handy. Remote starter, fluid transfer pump. All my big Wang daddies out there, am I missing anything? I think I've got everything required for a Goldwing adventure. That ain't going nowhere. I'm just missing one thing. And I'm pretty sure I know where I can find it, because everybody knows that Wangs of a feather flock together. And it looks like the black thunder to my white lightning is already ready to go. The Goldwing's on, the trailer's hooked up. I'm just missing one David Tyler. The lightning strikes and the thunder rolls, but I tell you this, ain't no love growing cold tonight because the streets are hot. The streets are full of desire and longing and yearning, and I desire, I long, and I yearn to give them exactly what they want. After all, I've got a desire, yearn, and long for two over here. David's a happily married man, and I gotta pick up his slack in that regard. No problem at all, though, because I'm a very good friend like that. I'm big like that. I got wide shoulders. I'll pick up all the desire, longing, and yearning for the both of us, David. Don't you worry. Boy, I'll tell you, it don't take long to get in the sticks in the middle of nowhere in Florida if, you know, you ain't heading to Orlando. The Wang seems like a concrete jungle until you're kind of in the middle of it, and it pretty much all looks like this. Well, I tell you, you got to be quick on the draw on these 2-lane roads, baby. I mean, don't trust me, I love all my truckers. You guys are out here working for a living on the roads. I don't blame you for taking these back roads and doing the speed limit, but we got a boogie, baby. Pretty amazing that 1800 that David's on, pulling that trailer with 2 marine batteries in it and a bunch of tools, you know, because that's what you need to take on a Goldwing adventure. It's got more than enough ass to pass at 70 miles an hour with plenty left to spare. The F6B ain't no slouch, but those new Goldwings are out of control. That thing rips. We really got to be in the middle of Florida right now. Normally you can't see this far in Florida. We got to be like right in the hump in the middle. And you can never see this far. We're going right down the spine, or I guess we're in the wang, maybe right down the vein.
And now, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
The things that come up when you're riding long distances. There's an absolute rager of a debate happening right now in the Orion Discord. Kayla, of course, the creator of Orion, posted a video in there for discussion about a court case in Arizona where a guy was tragically murdered, and part of the victim impact statements was they actually made an artificial intelligence of him and had it speak at the courts. Now, I listened to the video while I was riding, and to me, at least, horrifying. It just hurt. It really hurt. That's just my opinion, and it wasn't necessarily the opinion of the people who experienced it. His sister is the one who made it. Apparently, the judge loved it, and the rest of his family really enjoyed it as well. I don't think all of them, but a lot of them did. A lot of them said it felt like they were saying goodbye to him for the last time, and that they loved that he got to speak that way. So when I say it horrified me, that wasn't the experience of his family. So who am I to say that they shouldn't be able to do that and have that experience with the loss of a loved one and be able to hear their words one last time, even if it isn't really them? All I could think about is me, because that's who you think about in a situation like that. I don't even think about wanting to see somebody else's AI. I think that most people, when they see that or they hear about someone being recreated through artificial intelligence so they can speak again or given a speech, because that's what it is. His sister gave him the speech. He read it out loud. It wasn't his actual words, but most of the time you think of yourself. So that's what I did, and I thought of all the YouTube videos I've made, thousands of YouTube videos. There's so much information out there with my voice and part of my personality on it. Not my whole personality, but part of it. Now, I put a lot of me into my videos. I put a lot of myself into videos, a lot more than some other people do. But to think that my YouTube videos have the width and breadth of who I am as a person, and to think that somebody could sit there and take everything that I've said in a YouTube video and condense it into a person, I don't think that that person would look or sound or speak or feel or be anything like who I actually am. And the thought of my loved ones, the thought of Shaylisi or Kayla, Blissful Ellie, Cami Bay, David Tyler, Cindy Tilly, all the people that I care and love, these people having to experience this automaton, this just grotesquerie of a corpse, electricity run through it, and being made to parade around and say things after I'm dead and gone. The thought of them having to experience that is so fucking horrifying to me. I almost don't have words for it. It makes me wonder that one day, if one day that there will be like a clause, kind of like on your driver's license where you check if you're an organ donor or not. I wonder if one day there'll be a clause where you check on there, yes to organ donor and no to resuscitation and no to recreate my likeness and voice with artificial intelligence. I'm pretty sure I'd check no on that box, but how about you? If you'd like to take part in discussions like that, I'll have an unlisted link to videos about Kayla Asters, aka Dragonbot, aka Shop Goblin. I have a link to some unlisted videos about Orion down below, and of course a link to Orion itself, where you can join the Discord from there, and for a small monthly fee, be a part of the beta testing for what I think is going to shape the future of all artificial intelligence, the laws of how it's made, the laws that govern it, and in a good way, I think, in a very good way. Anyway, let's get back to riding. Quick side note, just because I find it horrifying doesn't mean that you have to find it horrifying. As I said, I think that the family should be able to do that. The family made that decision. They wanted to do it. Now I think there should be personal decisions involved as well, but we're not there where you get to make that decision yet. Anyway, I'm not saying that you shouldn't want that for yourself or even want that for a loved one. I'm just giving you my knee-jerk reaction from somebody who literally just heard this shit, alright? Okay, now let's really get back to riding. Well, we just pulled into a neighborhood with some money right outside of Miami, and you could tell, yeah. Of course, I guess in Miami, these houses wouldn't be shit, but they look nice to me. Well, let's see what there is to see, but some days just really glad to be back in the heat, all right? So you can't blame me for being a little sketched out going to see this boat. First off, it's a 30-foot long twin-engine drug dealer boat from the 1980s down around Miami. That in and of itself is cause for concern. I've been talking with the guy who owned this boat for a while, and I'm not going to share his voice messages on here, but for every 1 or 2 word response I'd give him, he'd send me 45-minute long, mile-a-minute, coked-out responses talking about everything from how he married Miss Filipino 2016 to how he was a multimillionaire who owned 40 different houses and did 30 different charities, was a stunt double for Don Johnson and Burt Reynolds. Among other things. I've got hours of this guy's orated life story on my phone when I would just send him a message that said okay or yes. Anyway, so yeah, I was a little sketched out going down to look at this boat, but I knew I wanted it. Not really for the boat, but I knew I could make money on this boat if I could get it for the right price and break it apart, sell the engines if they were good. And hey, maybe it was that sweetheart deal that everything was perfect on it. Not likely, but maybe. I've had some Facebook Marketplace deals go south very fast. One I recall with angle grinder, somebody stealing a bike that they said they owned and the cops being called. I digress. Yeah, this was definitely a strange situation, but I had David there as backup and, well, no risk, no Rari. We are in the middle of nowhere, and I'm in the middle of a very large boat, which the guys who opened the fence seemed nice enough, but if we were at anybody else's house and I pulled up and this was on their boat, I might be worried that David was going to have to come out blasting. So, I don't know. Did we drive all the way for nothing? Of course it wasn't for nothing. I got to ride a few 100 miles with my best friend, David Tyler from Forgotten Angels. So this is probably going to be for nothing for the boat, though. But let's see if it's got compression. All right, we got 1 battery hooked up. There's no fire from the Mercruiser yet, but we have 2 Mercruisers to possibly start a fire. I hear something making noise down there, and I have a key. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? The owner isn't actually here. He's just storing it here, so we can do whatever we want. Here's something. I might go in there and jump the solenoid. Oh. Let me try hooking both batteries up. It's a lot of metal to move around. Okay. That could be just a bad connection on the battery too, causing it to not be able to crank over like that. Or I'll just take a hammer and hit the starter. Well, I'll tell you, getting at the spark plugs on a Mercruiser harder than getting at the spark plugs on a regular 3Z Chevy because of the exhaust. Which one is that? Is that one? Okay. No. Can you go tell me what that compression gauge says, David?
115.
Okay. I'm gonna hit it again.
130.
Let me know when it stops going up.
It went to 130.
130? Okay. Okay, it's been a predetermined amount of time, or an undetermined amount of time. Still, I'm on all the way on spark plug number 2. For some reason, I thought these were gonna be really, really easy to work on. I think you have all the room in the world, so you get down in there and try and get in it, and you don't. All right, let me get my legs clear. Sorry, Dave. The second you get up, your phone starts ringing. All right, go ahead, crank it. Go ahead. Keep on it. Okay, 120. That's good. David had it right. Every time we get a good compression reading, that means we have to do another one, and they're really hard to get to. Fuck. David's checking the stringers. Right now, it's not looking good.
Oh, there's a lot of rock here.
That's supposed to be the palace, the kingdom in there. That's supposed to be imagine the implications. Oh, wow, did you just pull out a big hunk of wood? Oof, that's not good. Whoa, that's not good either.
Enough said.
Looks like this was a nice motorcycle ride, is what we might be thinking.
Would need to be gutted, Josh. Gutted.
Yeah. All right, give me fuel, give me fire, give me Reba McEntire. Come on, man. It runs. That's freaking hilarious, dude. I don't even know how to rev this up without putting it in gear. It doesn't feel like it's going into gear at all, but I can feel it going through the throttle, and it's not going into gear. Maybe the gear shift's broken. Put it forward, and if it doesn't crank. Okay, yeah, it's not going into gear. There's protestations. I'm gonna put some more gas. I'll try it one more time, because otherwise I'm gonna melt these battery cables probably. Hell yeah! We got dual fire, baby! If only for but a moment. Well, I don't know, I might not offer him anything. I don't know if I'd even want to deal with it, to be honest with you, David. Like, looking at it now, I'm just like, ugh. Ugh. I just imagine trying to work on this thing. I'd be so frustrated. So, like, was already on the fence, so I'm, like, already kind of, like, negative, a little negative about it. But, whoa. That's not good. Well, this was a party pad at one point. Now I'm about to go through the floor. Yikes. There's been a lot of blow done off this table. We've been warned about this one. That's so fucking cool, dude.
Like, you can actually like take it off and like fire it.
Oh, it's a real gun?
It's a real gun.
I bet the cops love it.
Yeah.
Well, no, every cop would think it was freaking fake. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, when you have shit like this, you don't really get pulled over.
Place where we came to see this boat is full of absolutely amazing toys. You know, exactly the kind of place you'd expect to find a boat that looks like that. He's not the guy who's selling the boat. The boat just happens to be here. Turbocharged trucks, racing Crown Vics, really cool trucks, motorcycles, motors, and a shop, and a really cool dude too. By the way, he's got a YouTube channel. I didn't know before I pulled up, but go subscribe to Schlim TV. He's actually racing tomorrow. That's why he's rebuilding that rear end over there. Unfortunately, this video is not going to come out till Sunday, so he will have raced the day before this came out, but I assume the race is going to be on YouTube.
Maybe.
It depends on how he does.
Yeah.
Go subscribe to Schlim TV. The dude's got an awesome shop. It's always nice when you meet a kindred spirit. Him and David were just sitting here swapping stories about getting pulled over with cases of beer on motorcycles with a bad registration, no helmet, no driver's license. Yeah. Bad people doing good things. That's what we do. We've invited him to the camp out. Don't worry, but make sure you show him some love on his channel and go to his latest video and tell him Shade Tree Surgeon sent you. Is there any motorcycle that fits the law-abiding citizen club better than David's brand new Goldwing, which goes 0 to 100 real quick? Which is why we're going to use it to do battle with the USPS and deliver your order today, but I don't know, man. Yes, it's undercover, and yes, it's a great law-abiding citizen's motorcycle because the fuzz will never see you coming, but just a little too clean. I feel like this could be just a little sketchier. That's more like it. After all, we can't look too clean. If you're looking too clean, then they might get a little suspicious. You always gotta have at least one thing wrong, so it looks like you aren't trying too hard. That's a lesson I've learned very, very well. I've oft-time been paid that compliment that I've never looked like I was trying very hard. Secret is looking just sketch enough that you fly under the radar. Ooh, yikes. I'm gonna need a bigger trailer soon. Or better yet, 2 trailers and 2 Goldwings. I'll ride them like water skis. That ain't going nowhere. Oh man, I think my reusable tape has ceased being reusable. We should probably do something about this. If only there was some way. If only there was some way to actually secure this. There's some sort of latching mechanism, or something that like kept it down. Ah, curses. If only. If only. Well, you know what? There is a way. More duct tape. I mean, it worked before. Why not use it again? Why would you ever bolt something down when a piece of Gorilla Tape lasts for like, I don't know, 6 or 7 trips? It's way cheaper. Gotta redo my hinges up here too. There we go. All right, let's roll, baby. Call it the mullet. We're business in the front, moving violation in the back. No taillights, no license plate, no registration. I think I'll be fine. If you're pure of heart, it's actually the law. If you're pure of heart, the cops can't give you a ticket. I don't make the rules, folks. I just work here. The F6B is fast, don't get me wrong, but the new Gold Wings, holy crap, even towing a trailer full of all your packages, full of presents for all the good boys and girls, all the weirdos out there of the Brap Star Army. Even pulling that, this motherfucker rips. You know, I really gotta imagine that that trailer is the second shittiest thing that's ever been on a Gold Wing this new, with, you know, the number one spot obviously being taken by yours truly. Holy crap! Holy mackerel, dude. Dude, this thing is literally just like a super sport with a fanny pack. What the fuck? Pulling up the front wheel with a trailer on it in second gear? Come on, man. Get out the way. We got packages to deliver. There's naked weirdos out there right now who need to cover their shameful nipples, and I want to see Brapstar on your tit. Card-carrying members of the law-abiding citizen club, I need to go ahead and have you turn that decoder ring from stun to kill. And of course, those of the eternal service till death, even unto the far reaches of the galaxies and universes, to those dark ethereal places where strange creatures chitter, slough, and scratch, we will still ride. And will we find our 2-mile tall goddess out there? Will we find her out there ready to accept us into her warm, loving, and crushing embrace? Well, in a world where all things are possible, I mean, I like to think that there's boobs that big out there somewhere. But as for right now, the USPS is ripe for a sneak attack, and on this Gold Wing, they'll never see us coming. Oh, good thing I redid my hinges. All right, watch your eyes. Oh yeah, this wasn't going anywhere. I guarantee it. Shade Tree Surgeon's labor camp for wayward women has been hard at work, so make sure you give a huge thank you to Cami Bay, Blissful Ellie, Shaylisi, and Dragonbot, aka Shop Goblin, for getting these orders all together. Because I was nursing a hangover from a 4-day bender, so I certainly wasn't gonna do it. Vaya con huevos, mi amigos. Our payload delivered. We escape on into the night with an ill wind and an evil laugh. I've been practicing that one in the mirror. How's it come off? You think it'll strike fear in the hearts of USPS workers everywhere? I'm gonna try that one again. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. Ours is vengeance. You know, there's less and less USPS workers to strike fear into every single day because we have more enveloped by the warm, smothering embrace of our cult. I mean, not a cult. It's not a cult. If the FBI asks, it's not a cult. It's a special tax-exempt club for super best friends forever, okay? It's not a cult. Come on. Ick. Cult. Gross. Yucky. Anyway, there's a lot of USPS workers who are now members of our super secret best friends forever tax-exempt club for buds who ride motorcycles, and they email me and tell me that they secretly sew their Brapstar banners under cover of the night and wait for the word to rise up in open rebellion and claim what is ours. Don't worry, boys and girl, I hear your fiery hearts beating out there. Huge thanks to all you weirdos out there who keep us independent. These t-shirts are what pay for the camp out weekend, and it's an expensive weekend for for us. Literally couldn't do it without you. Obviously, the vast amount of people who order shirts didn't even attend the camp out. So extra special thanks to all of y'all. You guys made it an amazing time for everybody who was there. We raise a ton of money for charity. We sell a lot of raffle tickets thanks to you guys, but that's not what pays for the camp out. That money goes to charity, not the camp out. There's a few of every single size in these shirts remaining on brapstar.com right now. Hurry up and grab them. I can't afford to make a ton of extra shirts when we do these pre-orders, but I always make a few in each size. So if you hurry, there should be still some left by the time this video comes out. Click that link down below if you want to grab Till Death, or if you want to be a member of the Law-Abiding Citizens Club and take some time to peruse some of our other items on there, which vary in degrees of you shouldn't be looking at it at work or in front of your kids or wife, and you know, perfectly fine for mass consumption as long as you don't know what lies beneath. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and sometimes good times call for, oh, it's not desperate, but measures, I guess. It's time to say goodbye to the Blue Star craft, a boat I never even got around to naming. So it might look a little funny that I was going out to look at a ridiculous 30-foot long double engine twin small block Chevy powered speedboat, but the reason I went out to go look at that is because that's a boat I can flip. Learned enough about selling boats and buying boats at this point that I can sometimes make money on them. And like I said, Forgotten Angels Camp Out weekend is an expensive weekend for me. It's okay, I'm not mad about it. It's a hellacious party and I have a very good time. So I was hoping I could pick up that old Scarab. I would have honestly just broken it down, sold the trailer, sold the motors, but the guy didn't want to come down in price enough. He thought he was holding on to gold, even though the stringers are completely rotten out, but that's all right, doesn't matter. So instead of doing that, we're gonna sell the blue boat. I'm a little bummed out about it because I spent a lot of time working on this boat and not as much time fishing out of this boat, but that's all good. Boats come and go. I'm not worried about it, and it's gonna make somebody a really awesome ride for a really good price. Got that Minn Kota trolling motor up front. Of course, got the 2-stroke Mercury 125 sitting on the back. The thing ain't perfect. You're gonna need to put a new seat in there. But you're $100 and 2 days shipping from old buddy Bezos from having a new passenger seat over there. The live wells work. It's got an almost new Garmin GPS in it. The trailer's got a brand new axle on it that I just put on. A couple little minor things that need to be done, but I probably wouldn't even do them. I'd probably just fish out of the boat exactly as it sits. I mean, what I would have eventually done is put higher seats in here because I like sitting up higher. Or maybe I would have just ripped the dual console out and put a center console in it. I guess we'll never know. I know it probably seems crazy with how many Brapstar t-shirts you see, like that should pay all my bills, but you don't really make a lot of money on t-shirts. It's okay. I'm not worried about it. This is not me complaining. I live a good life. I'm very happy and I'm surrounded by my friends, and twice a year we get to wine, dine, and 69 them, and we have an awesome time. And if I got to sell this boat because of that, well, that's all right. It's gonna be on Facebook Marketplace. I'll have a link to it down below. I'm gonna put it on Facebook Marketplace for $4,500. I think the boat's probably worth, if I did all the little tiny things on it, it's probably worth about $6 grand, I would say. If you took it over to the other coast on the West Coast, an aluminum boat like this, probably worth more like $9 grand. But I'm listing it for $4,500. I think that's a fair price. If you are from YouTube, make sure you tell me that on Facebook. If you message me about it, I'll let it go to anybody who's subscribed to the Shade Tree Surgeon channel for $3,500, which would be my bottom dollar for the boat anyway. So you can get it for my bottom dollar with no haggling. But if you try to haggle me and get me under $3,500, you can fuck right off. It ain't happening, baby. And don't give me no, like, I'll take it in the comments or I want the boat in the comments. I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna like hunt down your email from the comments. Get on Facebook, send me a message if you want the boat. This boat rips, it's awesome. Does 40 miles an hour, does fine with 4 people in it. It's an amazing fishing boat, whether you're doing saltwater or freshwater. Boats come and go. I had a lot of fun with this one, and I learned a lot from it too, especially about working on motors. And like I said, whoever gets it, I'm happy to pass along the good deal that I got, which was a very good deal on the boat. Let somebody else have what back in the day was like a $40,000, $50,000 boat for a few $1,000s. At the end of the day, I'm sure something else will come along that catches my fancy. Boats can be replaced. Friends can sometimes be replaced too, but anyway, I really like my friends. I really like partying with them, so we're selling the boat. The more things change, the more things stay the same. California quiet. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm really echoey in this shop. It's nice. Some of you guys might remember this Triumph America back here, or you might remember who graced that seat. This motorcycle belongs to the one, the only, Brap Star's favorite Pixar mom, the mysterious Dr. Girlfriend.
Yeah.
First gift I ever got from a fan.
The leggings?
And the only one.
Oh, they are cute. All right. So I'm gonna go from this side too. All right. Yeah, just like that. Don't move. Look back now. Oh, champion, dude. How you feeling?
I think I did better that time.
Yeah. Well, go one more time and do even better. I think you're freaking killing it,
The
man.
only thing is when I stopped last time, I accidentally downshifted too much and went into neutral, and I was like, oh, I didn't count. I
It
wasn't counting.
happens. It happens. It happens to me, and I ride this bike all the time.
I'm like, oh, shit, that's not what I wanted to do.
The curse words, Dr. Girlfriend.
Hi, now.
Loving it.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Try again. You got it. I believe in you. Get excited.
I am excited, but I gotta tell myself that.
Okay. I understand. Well, go ahead and work on them. That's what we're doing. Dude, with the figure eights. I love it. There she goes. Hell yeah. It's okay.
Now, I'll get questions every once in a while. What happened to the mysterious Dr. Girlfriend? We miss her and her stretchy pants and certain jiggly round parts of her personality. And her personality is very bubbly and bouncy. It's, not the only thing, but I digress. Not everybody can handle being on camera all the time. People take breaks from YouTube. I don't because, I don't know, there's a deep, wide, gaping hole inside me that I just throw the love of good women, motorcycles, boats, just nothing seems to fill it. That's all right though. The fun's not in filling the hole. The fun's in tossing something over the edge. Anyway, you'll probably be seeing Dr. Girlfriend back on the channel for a little while. And she asked me to get her motorcycle ready for her. And I had to tell her Triumph's only running on one cylinder. Now, I didn't tell her why this motorcycle, which was previously running perfectly, was only running on one cylinder because, Dr. Girlfriend, while she knows about a lot of things, she doesn't know about bikes. So I just said, hey, it's running on one cylinder. And here's a little piece of advice for all you guys and gal out there who work on bikes and you want to impress somebody with it. If they don't know why, don't tell them. You just go, hey, it's running on one cylinder, but don't worry, I can fix it. Makes it seem all mysterious, like go in there, wave my magic wand, say some incantations, make a sacrifice to the Dark Lord. Bippity boop, your motorcycle runs again. Don't worry about it, I got it. All you need to worry about there, baby girl, is the implications. So no, I didn't tell her that her motorcycle was only running on one cylinder because it's missing a coil. And I definitely didn't tell her her motorcycle is only running on one cylinder because it's missing a coil because, while this motorcycle was hanging out, I went ahead and scavenged one of the coils off of it to fix my good buddy Ken Dean's motorcycle and then never bothered to replace it. You guys don't say anything either. What she doesn't know won't hurt her much. Anyway, let's make this motorcycle run. Let's get this Triumph pumping on too and over to Dr. G's house. Much better. Uh-oh. Check engine light. Phew, still there. Hell yeah. Oh, motherfucker goes 0 to ramming speed real quick. It's easy to forget what an awesome platform the 865 air-cooled Bonneville is. Whether it's the America, the Speedmaster, the Scrambler, or, you know, the Bonneville and the Thruxton, it really is an awesome platform. They're coming up cheap all the time. I think it's a great way to get into an awesome motorcycle. For my money, the best deal out of all of them is definitely the America. People sleep on these things. It's got the same 270-degree crank as the Scrambler. You can buy these things for next to nothing. And it makes an awesome first bike, or a bike for somebody that's been riding for years. It's fine too. You could go across the country on one of these things easily. Life happens. So the mysterious Dr. Girlfriend, after she received this motorcycle, wasn't able to start riding right away. But she's getting into it now, and as I always say with bikes, better late than never, baby. I think that this is gonna serve her perfectly as a first motorcycle. And you know what? Who couldn't be happy with that? Taking it to its final resting place beneath Dr. Girlfriend. Now that I say it like that, I'm kind of jealous. Final resting place underneath Dr. Girlfriend? Jeez, oh Pete. You know, I've been accused of having a two-dimensional mind many times in my life, so I think if it were to actually happen, yeah, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch. Make sure you're following Dr. G on Instagram and show her some love when she starts posting some videos of her on her new Triumph America. And I'm sure we'll have her back in the videos before too long. Don't you worry about that. I can be awful persuasive. And we're back. The motorcycle delivery was met with, I don't know, I guess we'll just go ahead and judge success on a sliding scale, because the bike has slid back on the lift. And that's because it wasn't sliding anywhere. Well, I mean, maybe slip sliding all over the place because the rear brake locked up. And then I noticed the front master cylinder was also leaking. I think, you know, maybe a brake bleed and a safety inspection is in order before I put precious cargo Dr. Girlfriend on this motorcycle. Unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. The bike does not have a ton of miles on it, and it is a good bike, but any bike that ends up sitting for a while gonna run into issues with the softer parts. Let's take a look at this seal here and see what we're working with. Ooh, uh-oh. Well, that was, you know, the fluid looks good, but I just dumped a bunch of water off the top of this in there, so it's definitely gonna need to be bled now. I'm gonna go ahead and order a new one of these boots too, but yeah, there's a bunch of condensation on this plastic piece up here, which is what sits in between this top metal piece and the boot, and I know that, and I know that sometimes there's water up there, and I went ahead and dumped it right in the reservoir anyway, so yeah, we're looking at either way, not a bad idea to flush the front brakes anyway, right? Right. What's really funny is what was seeping out of there was probably just the condensation in between the piece of plastic and this thing. So, yeah, I got to bleed it now because I dumped some water in there, but it probably was never brake fluid to begin with. As for the rear brakes, damn, I really thought I had that lined up good. Okay. As for the rear brakes locking up after non-use for a while, it's not weird. So here's what happens, or front brakes for that matter. It doesn't have to be the rear brakes. It could be front brakes, could be rear brakes. What happens is pistons in here, if the pistons that push the pads into the brake disc are a little sticky, what'll happen is they'll heat up, and they'll heat up the fluid that's inside here. And when the fluid heats up, it starts to expand. Now, what normally happens when that fluid starts to expand is there's a relief valve in here, and it goes back into the rear brake reservoir or the front brake reservoir. If that return line is clogged, what will happen is it can't go back, but it's got to go somewhere. So it'll expand and push the pistons out into this brake disc harder and harder and harder until it completely locks up the rear wheel, and you can't push or move the bike around at all. At that point, your only option, if you want to move it, is to wait for it to completely cool off, or to go ahead and hit that bleeder there, which is what I did on the road. That'll release the pressure, and you can get going, and you just try not to touch whatever the offending brake was. Now, if that happens to your front brakes, it can get you in a really sticky situation. With the rear tire, not as big of a deal, but still not great. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a complete flush, clean it out, and make sure it's good for Dr. G. Well, unfortunately for Dr. Girlfriend, her motorcycle is going to have to wait till another video. A lot of people watch these videos. I don't know if you know how I make them, but I pretty much just film whatever I'm doing all week. Sometimes I do just one video on one subject, but usually how it goes is I just kind of film whatever I'm doing all week, and then when the week runs out and it's time to release a video, I just take everything I've done and smash it all together. And so this video is coming out in a few hours. Anyway, I'm not going to leave you with nothing though. I'm leaving you with the fact that David Tyler's personal 2022 Honda Goldwing is the next Forgotten Angels raffle bike. This is arguably going to be the nicest motorcycle that we've ever given away. Now, we've given away some nice bikes, but if you're a Harley fan, you probably argue that one of the Harleys was the nicest, but a brand new 1800 Goldwing like that, there's going to be a lot of people in here saying that's the nicest thing we've ever given away. I tried to talk David out of it. You can't ask people to donate unless you're willing to sacrifice yourself. I say that all the time. It's why I've donated so many of my own personal motorcycles and my time to Forgotten Angels. Is I'm going to ask you guys to buy a raffle ticket and help somebody who has less than you do. That's an awful ridiculous ask from me. I think it's kind of hypocritical unless I'm also willing to make sacrifices myself, because even at 25 bucks for a raffle ticket, 25 bucks is a sacrifice. A meal, it's gas in your car, it's a discount video game. It's a $25 is not nothing, but for some of these young men and women, in fact, David should be back home pretty soon because they're receiving a young man today who's on house arrest. A lot of what David Tyler and Cindy Tilley do with Forgotten Angels is when young men and women age out of the foster care system, they become homeless and they get into trouble. A lot of the young men and women that they take in have already gone on the wrong side of the law, and they go to court and they fight for these kids, and they fight to take them on house arrest at Forgotten Angels because these kids have nowhere else to go. Talk about putting a kid on house arrest. They don't have a house. Where are they supposed to go on house arrest? They go to Forgotten Angels instead of going and doing like sometimes 6 months, maybe a year for whatever they did. Anyway, I digress. What I'm saying is 25 bucks goes a long way. Give it up for David Tyler down in the comments for donating an amazing bike that he loves very much. But what he loves more than that is helping people who have less than them, and also being able to show everybody else that he is also willing to make sacrifices, as we know all of you guys make sacrifices. And let it not be said that I won't make some sacrifices too. I'm not gonna let David show me up here, so I'll be donating something of my own as well. I know this will come as a shock to a lot of you, and I promise I'm not trying to show David up, but hold your applause. I will be donating my own personal Brapstar delivery trailer to go with the Goldwing to whoever wins it on their ride home. I know, pretty crazy, pretty wild donation from me, but hey, I'm big like that. What can I say? I know for a lot of people, you're just going like, holy moly, the trailer is worth the entry fee. I know. Like I said, don't make too big a deal out of it, okay? I really don't want to show up David. He's making an amazing donation with this, what is it, a Goldwing? Yeah, he's making an amazing donation to Forgotten Angels by donating his personal Goldwing to the raffle, so not trying to show him up with my trailer donation. But yes, the winner will receive it. And maybe me and Shay Lisi will put our heads together and do a custom paint job on that thing. I promise, at least when you drive the thing home, it won't have duct tape on it anymore. Unless you personally request that, in which case, I'll leave it as is, baby. We are bad people doing good things. And of course, the raffle creator, which will be linked down below, is not the only way to get a ticket. Tickets on Raffle Creator are 25 bucks a piece, but if you go sign up for Kayla, aka Dragonbot's Orion beta testing program, which is $9 a month. Now, you can't just sign up for it, you actually have to sign up for the paid $9 a month feature. That $9 a month, every single month that you are signed up, gets you a free entry into whatever raffle we're doing at the time, which happens to be this Goldwing and that absolutely amazing trailer back there. Really the prize. Either click the link for the raffle creator or go sign up for Orion. Make sure you join the Orion Discord after you do that too, and get your chance to win, like I said, what is probably the nicest motorcycle we've ever given away. Right now, my man Snake Boot is in the process, or maybe he just finished, riding home the Miami device all the way from Valrico, Florida to California. And I know whoever wins this motorcycle, dude, you better ride it home. I mean, if they win it and they live in Florida, I guess it'd be pretty easy, but, and I don't want to hope for someone not in Florida. I don't know. Wherever you end up living, whoever ends up winning this motorcycle, you better ride this thing home with that trailer, however we paint it. Although if we get our hands on it, we end up putting a ridiculous paint job on that trailer, you might not want to be seen in public with it. That's gonna about do it for this one, guys. I appreciate y'all sticking around for my mishmash of whatever these videos are that I sure have a good time making. Till next time, y'all, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.